Ew, what's that smell? Something spoiled in here. Ugh, someone might want to get rid of that. It smells like something crawled in here and died. Okay, sorry about that. But nasty smells really set me off. Phew, that's better. It's interesting to think about how that the processes of decay are generally looked on with a degree of disgust and general negativity. Not just from the viewpoint of smell, but even sight and touch. You know, there's just something about a newborn baby's skin or fresh garden flowers that gives off such a vibrant and rejuvenating aura. And they smell wonderful too. So I find it curious how that a popular form of scenery for photos is a backdrop of trees whose leaves are turning orange and yellow, becoming drained of their energy and moving towards a state of withering decay. Now I have to admit, the variety of colors are a sight to behold, but it's just for a short time, and I can't help but start thinking about the cold and frigid conditions that are closing in on us as we feel that nip from the autumn breeze. The withered and bare branches having lost any kind of covering and beauty that once was. Kinda sad when you think about it. Unlike deciduous trees, which wilt and lose their natural covering annually, falling prey to the bitter conditions, evergreen trees continue to grow and contribute all year round, even during the darkest and coldest winter days. No matter how harsh their environmental conditions become, it has little effect in hindering the evergreen. You might say they can be rather stubborn sometimes in not giving in to the icy cold. For the nature lover, you've probably found a common theme throughout the world. A constant struggle in overcoming hardships, almost kind of like a life's theme. So many creatures experience their own form of struggles, but somehow they stick with it, and many have managed to make it through generation after generation. Sometimes it isn't easy, but it's important to keep in mind that those difficult times are temporary. For many evergreen, wintertime only lasts for a short time before the cold days pass away and the warmth of the sun returns, but they still keep right on sticking through it. By the way, don't get me started on those evergreens that live on the highest mountaintops. They're some real troopers. Oh, flash quiz. When you hear the word evergreen tree, what comes to mind? Yeah, what is a unique part of a typical evergreen that is so different than most trees you might find? Maybe something about the leaves? Alright, maybe that would be termed a leading question, but you probably thought of pine or fir trees with their thousands of tiny little needles for leaves. But you probably didn't know that not all evergreens have needles for leaves. Nope, palm and coconut trees are also evergreen trees. Now I know what you're thinking. Hey, no fair. Those trees don't grow in a cold climate. Yeah, but think about this. Even though trees in general seem like tough, rugged pillars of the earth, they are actually quite delicate and flourish best in a mild, controlled climate. So just as it's amazing how that snowy mountain evergreens can survive the blizzard, it's equally amazing how that trees like the palms can survive the intense heat. Also that icky salt water. Ugh. And those tropical evergreens can bend and shape themselves into whatever is necessary to stand up to hurricane-force winds. No matter how the wind howls, they are as agile as a snake in flexing their trunk to survive the storm, and then always turning vertical again, right back up towards the sun. So the next time you're tempted to crumble from the pressure of, well, whatever's coming up against you, let's remember the strong-rooted evergreens that give us lessons on the beauty of resilience. Be it frigid cold or sweltering heat, we can be like the evergreen,